In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the top 20 games across all platforms, and these games are coming in August 2018. August is really the month where the game releases start to pick up as we head into the fall season. August isn't quite as big as September, October, and November, but if you are a fan of games across a wide variety of different genres, there's a lot to check out. So without further ado, let's get right into this. And by the way, the games are ordered based on release date. So starting things off, we have Yakuza 0 coming to PC. Yakuza is a franchise that we on this channel always go to bat for. It is a great series that for a long time wasn't really appreciated over here in the West, but since 2017 the game releases over here in the West for the Yakuza franchise have been picking up. We saw Yakuza 0 on PS4, we saw Yakuza Kiwami, we got Yakuza 6 on PS4 earlier this year, and now we have Yakuza 0 coming to PC as well. It's great to see that more people are going to be able to play Yakuza 0, and the best part is this game is priced at just $17.99 as a pre-order on Steam. That is a great price heading into its August 1st release. Next up, we have This Is the Police 2. The first This Is the Police was a great story-driven adventure. There were some issues with it, and sometimes you were kind of pigeonholed into making certain decisions, and if you didn't, the game would kind of screw you over. So hopefully that really isn't the case with This Is the Police 2. As it's being released on PC on August 2nd, I would imagine it'll come to other platforms sometime down the line. Next up, we have Overcooked 2. Yes, the cooking game is getting a sequel, and this one is going to be released on all platforms: PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Overcooked was one of the more surprise hits, so it'll be nice to see Overcooked 2 on August 7th. Next up, we have Dead Cells coming to all platforms outside of PC. Dead Cells is a super artistic game, a cross between Metroidvania, challenging gameplay. It's been very well received on PC, so it coming to every platform is great, and this could be one of the very big breakout games of this year. It's releasing on August 7th. Next up, we have Okami HD coming to the Nintendo Switch. Okami and the Nintendo Switch seem like a match made in heaven. Okami was released on a Nintendo platform before, back on the Nintendo Wii. Okami HD was released back in December on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, but having it on the go on the Nintendo Switch is going to be great. We already know how amazing of a game Okami is, and to have it on the Switch is going to be just as good. It releases on August 9th. Next up, we have Monster Hunter World on PC. Yes, Monster Hunter World is finally coming to PC, one of the best games of 2018 thus far. We originally thought we were going to get the game later in the year, sometime in October or November, but hey, it's coming even earlier than we had anticipated. We already know how incredible of a game Monster Hunter World is. The only question is the PC port going to be up to par? The system requirements look kind of high, but hopefully middle-end hardware can get quality performance on it as Monster Hunter World comes to PC on August 9th.
Might I ask, are you tracking the monster?
Next up, we have a game that's been in early access for a little bit, and it's finally seeing its full release in We Happy Few. We Happy Few is a survival and adventure game being developed by Compulsion Games. Now, Compulsion Games is actually a pretty notable studio because Microsoft has just acquired them, so if you're picking this game up on the PS4, this is the last game from Compulsion that you're probably going to see on the PlayStation 4. The game itself combines role-playing, survival, and light roguelike elements, and it's got a great mid-1960s setting. We Happy Few finally launches on August 10th.
If you force people to have the emotions you want and you turn them into robots made out of meat.
Where is it? Where's the blackberry? You've gone too far this time.
Next up, we have a game that we've been talking up on this channel recently, and that is Phantom Doctrine. Phantom Doctrine is a game that's been quietly gaining some steam over the last few weeks, and the game itself, once you hear about it, it's hard not to be captivated by it. It's essentially XCOM gameplay set in the Cold War, and it seems to nail that XCOM gameplay to the T. The game itself also touts a deep single-player campaign with a strong narrative and 40 hours of content. Phantom Doctrine comes to PC, PS4, and Xbox One on August 14th. Next up, we have World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth. Yes, the latest expansion to World of Warcraft is finally here. BFA looks to be adding a lot more content to the World of Warcraft experience. At this point, if you have yet to be sold on World of Warcraft, nothing probably will really sell you on it. They have been making the game a little bit more casual friendly, but at the same time, given the scope of World of Warcraft, if you haven't jumped in at this point, nothing's probably gonna win you over. Still, for longtime fans, and I know there are a lot of you out there, World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth hits August 14th. Next up, we have another game that, just like Dead Cells, I could see being a breakout game of 2018, and that is Death's Gambit. Death's Gambit is a super stylish 2D action game. You can fight these giant monsters. The game itself has a great pixel art style, and this is another one that's been in development for quite a while. But seeing the game in motion, while it doesn't have that technical brilliance of some other top-end games, it's still jaw-dropping visually to how much attention to detail there is in this game. Death's Gambit hits the PC and PS4 on August 14th. Next up, we have The Walking Dead, the final season. Yes, The Walking Dead is finally coming to an end. One of the most influential games in the last decade. The Walking Dead really put Telltale on the map. I know they did a couple games before this, but The Walking Dead is such an iconic game, and spun off from this, they did Tales from the Borderlands, they've done Game of Thrones, a Telltale series, Batman, The Wolf Among Us. The Walking Dead, you could say, really started all of that, and now it's coming to an end. Obviously, you don't want to jump into The Walking Dead, the final season, without playing the first 3 seasons, but if you've been following the franchise all this time, the final season is dropping on August 14th for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Myself. Can we stay here? It's hard to trust people sometimes. Places change, so do people.
Next up, we have another game that hardly anyone is talking about, and that is State of Mind. State of Mind is a futuristic thriller game delving into transhumanism. The game explores themes of separation, disjuncture, and reunification in a world that is torn between a dystopian material reality and a utopian virtual future. Just looking at the game and reading descriptions of the game, I personally get a lot of vibes like I did with Detroit Become Human. Seems to have the same kind of storytelling elements, but State of Mind looks to be a very interesting game. It's coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch on August 15th.
At the moment, we're uploading 750 people a day that want to build a better world. As you know,
Speaking of story-driven games, one of the most iconic story-driven series of all time, Shenmue, is coming back with the Shenmue 1 and 2 collection. I thought that it was absolutely crucial that a Shenmue 1 and 2 collection happened ahead of the release of Shenmue 3. Yes, Shenmue is an iconic franchise, but Shenmue is also a very old franchise, and it's a franchise a lot of newer gamers haven't experienced, so you have to give them the opportunity to play Shenmue 1 and 2. Now, I do have to mention, for those of you getting into Shenmue for the first time, these games have not aged all too well. They were technical juggernauts back in 1999 and the early 2000s, but now in 2018, while the great story is intact, the visuals and gameplay elements aren't anything to write home about. Still, I feel for the exceptional storytelling, Shenmue 1 and 2, the collection is going to be worth a buy. It's coming on August 25th for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Next up, we have Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr. Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr was already released on PC, and we've been expecting a console release for quite a while, but it looks to be finally happening as this Diablo-style Warhammer game is coming. Expect some great dungeon crawling gameplay, and if you're a fan of the IP, a lot of fan service will be included as well. Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr hits PS4 and Xbox One on August 23rd. We talked about Yakuza 0 hitting PC early in August. Well, we've got another Yakuza game a little bit later in August, and that is Yakuza Kiwami 2. Yakuza Kiwami 2 is a full-on remake of Yakuza 2, and many considered Yakuza 2 to be one of the best, if not the best, in the franchise. And considering what Yakuza Kiwami did for Yakuza 1, I expect similar levels of success with Yakuza Kiwami 2. Now, one thing unfortunate is that while Yakuza Kiwami 1 was priced at $29.99, Kiwami 2 is priced at a hefty $49.99, so that is quite expensive, quite a little bit of a polarity, as with Yakuza 0 on PC, I feel like they absolutely nailed the pricing, or with Yakuza Kiwami 2, a little bit more expensive, but I foresee it still being very much worth the money. Yakuza Kiwami 2 hits the PlayStation 4 on August 28th. Next up, we have the third-person adventure game Strange Brigade. Strange Brigade is another game that isn't being talked about much, but it touts you embarking on an exotic journey into danger in this rip-roaring 1930s third-person adventure for 1 to 4 players, so it does have that cooperative influence in it. Strange Brigade hits PC, PS4, and Xbox One on August 28th.
Brigade.
By Jove, bigger guns! What a time!
Next up, we have Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate coming to the Nintendo Switch. This is a game that a lot of Nintendo Switch owners have wanted. It already released in Japan, but now Monster Hunter Generations is finally coming to the Nintendo Switch. Of course, Monster Hunter World didn't see a release on the Nintendo Switch, so Nintendo Switch owners didn't have the Monster Hunter experience on the go. Well, that changes very soon. Monster Hunter Generations is catered to your more ardent Monster Hunter fans, so if you are a newcomer, this one's gonna have a little bit more of a learning curve, but it's Monster Hunter nonetheless, and it's gonna be packed to the brim with content. Another game you're going to be able to spend hundreds of hours on. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate hits the Nintendo Switch on August 28th. Next up, we have a very exciting PlayStation VR title, and that is Firewall 0 Hour. Firewall 0 Hour, how I can describe it, is Rainbow Six Siege, but in PlayStation VR. Now, that sounds very exciting. We haven't seen a ton of multiplayer experiences on PSVR. We have seen titles such as Riggs Mechanized Combat League, but they've been few and far between. This one is a tactical first-person shooter with a lot of potential. Now, I do question the longevity of a multiplayer PSVR game. I wonder how long the community is going to stay invested into this game, especially because you are already working with a stifled user base because, again, it's a PSVR only title. But right away at launch in the following weeks, I'm sure the game's going to have a lot of people online as Firewall 0 Hour releases on August 28th.
Enemy down. Moving on him.
Next up, we have one of the best RPGs of all time hitting consoles, and that is Divinity Original Sin 2. Divinity Original Sin 2 has already been released on PC, and it is widely regarded as one of the best RPGs of all time, with incredible storytelling, great gameplay that doesn't really hold your hand much. You are left to your own devices and doing whatever you want. Again, it hits the PS4 and Xbox One on August 31st.
Cheating elf or even an undead dwarf. Or take on the role of one of 6 origin stories, each with their own unique history and talents.
And lastly, we have Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker. Yes, the latest Naruto game is a little bit different than the long-running Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm franchise. That franchise is seemingly over. They went through the entire anime series and it was great, but it's time for a little shake-up, and that's what we're getting with Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker, a 4v4 multiplayer game, which, yeah, that's very exciting. A team-based Naruto game, I can get behind that. That's different. Got a great art style, and by the way, there is a beta running right now that you can check out to give you a little bit more of an idea of what the game entails. I'm not completely sold on it yet, but anything Naruto as a longtime fan, I've got to check it out. Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker hits PC, PS4, and Xbox One on August 31st. So those are 20 epic games coming to all platforms in August 2018. Again, an absolutely stacked month of game releases. You've got games across a wide variety of genres, great RPGs, expansions, original experiences like State of Mind and Dead's Gambit. Yakuza Kiwami 2 looks great. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is going to be a time-absorbing experience, as is Monster Hunter World on PC. A lot of good stuff. Let us know what games you're planning to pick up in August, and sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.